My program is about giving students a voice and empowering them to use their voice to tell their story, to shift the culture at their schools. There was a young man that came up to me at the beginning of this program to tell me his story. He said he waited around at school today to tell the story, but every time he got close to telling it, he said, I just couldn't do it. I got this tightness in my chest and I wanted to go home. And so he said, I came up here tonight because I want to tell my story, and he asked if he could come up here and sit and tell his story to everybody in the audience. So if we could just give a huge round of applause to Troy Davis right now. Troy, come on, have a seat, brother. So Troy, when you were watching the presentation today, what are some of the feelings that you were feeling? What's your story?
Well, how I was feeling when you were talking is like, at first when I walked into the doors, I just didn't, I thought there was just going to be a normal assembly where the person just talks and talks about all this school stuff, and that it had nothing to do with me. But then you started saying that stuff that actually related to my life back at home, at school, like everywhere I go. And it really pressured me to talk to you.
Maybe if you told your story and you gave your voice right now, then it would encourage somebody else. If you're down, go ahead.
So at the start, with my mother and father, like what Jared said, I was in the middle. My father and mother would always fight and fight for hours on end, just because of really dumb decisions my dad would make, like getting drunk and all that. Because of all this that was happening around me, I just kind of put up distractions like electronics, because my father, he gave me like his phone, he gave me TV, games. My mom wasn't really happy with that. But school is not easy. I got so many problems. I get in trouble, I go to the office, I go stay in for recess to do work. Things happen, and it does not help for me to have ADHD. It's a problem I really have. So what I just do to hide my feelings, so I make a joke out of what has actually happened to me, but that's actually not okay in real life. I just dig myself in a hole.
First of all, he's doing amazing, right? So emotionally intelligent. That's what I told him earlier. You're so emotionally intelligent. You know why certain things are happening. You know what you did to escape from those things, and you know the things that you need to face. And what we talked about earlier was how we do have to forgive mom, and we are going to have to forgive dad. And sometimes when I talk about forgiveness in schools, there'll be kids, man, that are literally shaking their head when I say forgive. They're like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. And I try to explain to them that the forgiveness isn't for the person you're forgiving, it's for you. And that's because that person that hurt you, even though mom or dad might have been doing their best with the cards that they had dealt in their own lives, right? They hurt you, and it continues to hurt you every single day that you continue to hold on to these negative emotions, right? So you know the saying, forgive and forget? We technically don't forget. You're gonna remember, because that's how you use your story to help other people. I believe the real saying should be forgive and remember peacefully, because once you forgive, the negative emotions are detached, and then when you remember it, you don't feel it anymore, the way that you described earlier with that tightness in your chest and it hurting your body. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Coming up here, talking with Jared, it really changed my mindset on my perspective of life, and I'm just really happy I got to tell people about my story. Thanks.
I'm so proud of you, man. Can we give him a big round of applause? Come here. So proud of you, brother. Come up to me after. I got something for you, okay?